There are a total of 4 different classes in Night Roblox, and in this video I'm going to be showing you guys every single class and ranking them all. We are going to be ranking each class based off 4 categories. The first one will be how good a class is at stalling the opponent. This could mean temporarily disabling them. The second is going to be how fast a class is itself, whether it has any abilities that allow it to speed up, or if there's anything else that gives it more movement speed. The third is going to be its healing, because some classes can heal a lot more than others. And the last variable is going to be information. This is going to be how well each class is able to know exactly where the killer is. I did spend quite a bit of Robux on all of these classes, so if you did enjoy, make sure to smash like and subscribe, and let's go through every single class in the game. We are going to be first starting off with the customer class, which is going to be the very basic class in the game. This class has 2 basic abilities that you have. Your Q giving you a tiny bit of healing by eating a slice of pizza, which has a 30-second cooldown, and your E ability, which lets you drink a bit of Bloxy Cola and gives you movement speed, energetic, and rest. Essentially, this just makes you run super fast and lose less energy while running. Now, only having 2 abilities, this class's stall is going to be F tier. So there's nothing in this class that can really make the opponent hinder their movements. The speed of this class is going to be A tier, as the Bloxy Cola is a really nice touch when you know that the killer is getting close and you have to run away from them. The healing of this class is going to be B tier, as you can heal a little bit of HP over time, which is very helpful, but it's not as substantial as some of the classes down the road. And lastly, the information gathering is going to be F tier, as there's not really any ability that can help you get information on the opponent. Overall, this class is going to be a very solid B tier. It's decent for a starting class, but you do want to replace it as fast as possible for some of the better classes. Coming up next is going to be the medic class. This class is entirely focused on healing and keeping you and your allies safe. What your Q does is it allows you to heal your teammates, and it heals at 5 HP for every 2 seconds. Now of course in this example I don't actually have a teammate to heal, as I am in a private server. But with that aside, now it's time for the E ability, which heals yourself for 5 HP every 1 second. This is a very substantial healing, and it can heal you all the way back to full HP, making this class the best healing class in the entire game. Now as for ranking, it has an F tier for stall, it has a B tier for stall. While it doesn't have any abilities that directly target the opponent, it can heal the teammates, making the opponent have a much harder time trying to get through you. The speed of this class is going to be F tier, as there's literally 0 abilities that help you with your speed. The healing is obviously going to be S tier, as it is the best healing class in the game and provides tons of healing to make sure that you and your teammates never run out of hit points. And lastly is going to be information gathering at F tier. Overall, this class is going to be probably around the lower end of A tier, just because of how much healing it contains. Honestly, the healing might need to be nerfed, but this class is going to be a really nice support class. And now it is time for the fighter class. This class mainly focuses on a lot of melee damage to stop the opponents. The Q ability slices the enemy, which temporarily stuns them for a few seconds. Your E ability will allow you to parry your opponent's attacks. But do be careful, as the opponent can fake you out with this attack, especially the Rotten, because when you press your E, the Rotten can hold its Q, and the Q animation looks exactly the same as the auto-attacking animation. This makes it so that they can press their Q, you parry, and then you miss your entire parry, and they can just land the second part of their Q on you. Overall, this class has an S tier for stall, as it is able to slow down the opponent by so much, having 2 abilities that can potentially stun the opponent. This class does have an F tier for speed, as none of its abilities really speed itself up. Matter of fact, it slows itself down trying to get to the enemy, because it has no ranged abilities. The healing of this class is going to be F tier as well, as to use all of these abilities, you have to get very close to the enemy, which allows your opponent to use an M1 ability on you. And lastly, the information gathering is also going to be an F tier. Again, nothing really to get information out of your opponents. But this class has 2 abilities that allow you to stall, which is amazing. So probably stall would be S tier, making this class overall an A tier pick. It is a really solid option with nothing but stall for it. But if you have like 6 or 7 of these on a team, the opponent will not be able to move at all. Actually, that would be a really good video idea. But let's move on to the final class, the security guard. The security guard's first ability is going to be the camera. By pressing E, you can navigate through all of the cameras on a map. This allows you to gather so much information about where the opponents are and where your teammates are. Additionally, if you left click the killer, you can actually go ahead and highlight them in red, just like shown right here, which literally lets you see them through walls. And here is a really big tip I found from other people playing this. If the opponents use an ability that blinds you, you can actually click them through the camera and still see exactly where the killer is located. This means that on this character, you're effectively immune to every single blind in the game. Not only do you have 2 OP uses for one ability, you also have have a Q ability that is a built-in taser. Now by holding Q, you can go ahead and charge this ability up. And when it's maxed, you can stun the enemy for I think up to 5 seconds, which is just absolutely insane. This slows down the enemy by so much, allowing you and your teammates to fully escape. Now moving on to the rankings, overall this class has a really solid stall. Now the stall ability is not as good as the other class from before. With the taser being so good, I'd probably give it a solid A tier. And now moving on to the speed, this character's speed is not that high. While you're using your taser, you actually cannot be sprinting, which does lower down your speed. And so the speed of this character is going to be F tier, very bad on speed. Additionally, this character has little to no healing. The only way to recover healing is to get it from a nearby medic. But this character's information gathering skills is top notch. Not only having cameras around the entire map that allows you to see exactly where everybody is, by using the trick to bypass the blind, you have the best information gathering in the entire game. And so the information gathering of this character is going to be S tier. And the overall rankings of this character is going to be a very high S tier as well. But now that brings me to the ultimate question. Which class do you actually want to be playing and purchasing inside of the game? Well, if we head over to all of the classes over here, we see that there are 4 total classes, and of these, all of which are very good classes. Now, if we also take a look stat-wise at the very right here, we can see that, for example, the customer has 100 HP, 12 speed, 24 run speed, and 100 stamina. And this is going to be pretty consistent across all of the classes over here, except with the medic having 90 in health, but every other class has the exact same 12 speed, 24 run speed, and 100 stamina. Now I would say if you are someone that generally wants to live for as long as possible and play rather selfishly but tries just to live, well, if you are this kind of player, then I would recommend you the customer or the medic class. Now I would actually say that the medic is a bit better just because the customer, the pizza is pretty good, but it is just nothing compared to the self-heal ability here. And also the drink is fine, but I don't find myself using the drink as much as healing other players, because healing other players, it doesn't necessarily help you, but if there are more people in the game, it does make it so that the opponents will spend more of their time trying to chase other people instead of chasing you. And this of course can buy you a lot of time, maybe resulting in a victory for you. Now on the contrary, if you are the type of player that just wants to go in, have a lot of fun, go ahead and mess with the animatronic, and just try to cause as much havoc as possible, then the classes that I would recommend you are going to be the fighter and the security guard. Now both of these classes has really good stalling abilities with the swing, the parry, and the taser. And honestly, if you get a full lobby with like 1 security guard and 5 different fighters, you can likely just go ahead and stun lock the opponent. But if you are someone that's super resourceful and really good at the game, or if you just want someone that's really hard to master, but really rewarding once you master it, then I would recommend you the security guard as well. Now just because this guy has the camera option, this camera option is so OP in the game because you know everybody's exact location, which means that theoretically you would never get caught by the killer. Now if you found even a little bit of genuine information from this video, please subscribe, it helps me out a ton.